Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Science of B2B. I'm Kerry Cunningham. I head up research and thought leadership at 6 Sense, and I'm a former Serious Decisions and Forrester analyst. All right, so the last episode, I was speaking directly to salespeople, and I hope to be speaking directly to salespeople again if I didn't turn you off last time. But today, what I want to talk about is how to use intent a little better and how to think about accounts where the only signals you have so far are intent signals and you don't have a really good hot lead. You don't have an individual or individuals who's shown a lot of personal interest so far in your solutions, all right? Because that's a lot of accounts. And particularly today, we can see, we know for a fact that 70% of the buying journey happens before buyers talk to you. They want to do all of their shopping and thinking about and making decisions prior to the time they engage with you. They know the power you have to convince, and they want to make their decisions prior to talking to you. But that doesn't mean that you can't be helping influence, convince, and enable them to make decisions that you're going to like. And so that's what I'd like to talk about today and why intent data is so important for you. All right, so first of all, we know that the typical buying journey is 11 months long. They talk to you at about 8 months the way through that journey. Your particular buying journey for your solutions and your company is going to be a little bit different from that. But whatever it is, we know that the vast majority of a buying process happens before they talk to you. So when you think about intent data as a way of seeing that buying process in action and knowing that it's happening before they show up on your doorstep. Now, if your company uses forms on the website and people have to fill out forms to get to content, here's what's happening there. Your buyers will sometimes fill out those forms. 2 or 3 out of 10 members of a buying team will fill out a form to see the content. When they do, it is because they had to see the content. It does not mean that they want to talk to you. It could very well mean that they are in market. And so the single most important way to know that they're in market is to look to see whether more than one person from that account has filled in a form. If more than one person from an account has filled in a form in the recent period of time, chances are that is an active buying group. But there's another signal that tells you the same thing, and that is the anonymous traffic on their website. So out of a 10-person buying team, 7 or 8 of those people will never fill out a form. By the way, those, of course, are the people that you really want to talk to. They're never going to fill out a form. But we can know that they're there a lot of the time. More than half the time, we can figure out, you know what, we've got anonymous people from that account on your website. And what that tells you is there's something happening inside this account. And for instance, we can even tell you if you've got multiple individuals from that account. When you see that, what that should tell you is this is an account that's deeply in market, and I have to figure out a way to enable this buying team. And that means I've got to make sure that if they're in market for my stuff, one, I got to get some names, and you've got your sources for that. You can buy names, LinkedIn, whatever those sources might be that you use. But then instead of thinking first, I need to call them and email them and try to get a meeting, what you need to be thinking of is, I know that this group is in market. I need to make sure that they're seeing everything they can from our website that will help them make a decision. So if you've got content behind a form on your website, you know that the vast majority of people on that buying team are not going to fill out a form. And the ones that are not going to fill out a form, I promise you, they're the senior most people in that organization. They're not going to do it. So if you've got a piece of content that's on your company's website that you know will be of interest to that buying team because they're in market, it's your job to figure out how to get it to them. You've got to get their name. You've got to find them on LinkedIn. You've got to get that piece of content in front of them, and don't do it as a way to get a meeting. Just do it. It's what they need to make a decision. It's what they need to choose you. And by being a person who enables them to help them make their decision, you will become a more preferred sales rep and a more preferred brand for that buyer and that buying team. There are lots of things that you can do. If you have subject matter experts that they could be talking to, this is a job that I do for our company. Our sales reps set me up with people to talk to you all the time. Don't attach strings, just do it. Enable that team with the very best offers that your company has. If you're having events that they might like to know about, make sure that they know about them. If it's not you as a sales rep, if it's your BDR, make sure it happens. That's the way to make sure that you're going to be in the top of the list when they do say, now I want to talk to a sales rep. Because by the time they get to that point, it's largely too late for you to have very much influence on what they do next. Now, not always, of course, but a lot of times it is, and their minds are pretty well set by that point. You want to be the vendor, you want to be the sales rep who reached out, went the extra mile, and delivered to them what they needed to make their decision. And that will put you in the best possible place that you could be to be the preferred vendor. That doesn't sound great in a lot of ways, I know, because it isn't going to necessarily get you a meeting right away. Just because you enabled them and gave them content does not mean they're going to take a meeting right away. What it means is you're helping them get to the point where when they want to take a meeting, they pick you first. Because if they do that, you're on the top of the list. All right, so that's it for today's episode. I strongly encourage everybody to go to sixthsense.com/research. You'll find all of the research that we talk about here, all of the reasons that we know the things that we're talking about now come from the research. It's all there. You never have to fill out a form to see that content. It's there free, so please do come take advantage of that. All right, we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Science of B2B. Thanks.